channel. My name's Angela and this is Devon Thread Tales. Thank you so much for joining me today. This channel is a channel where I share all the things that I like to sew and make. I try to share some plans, which is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be sharing my plans for what I intend to make for May, and I also share the things that I make each month. I also do a little sew along, and I also like to share a 1 week me made where I do a little snippet from every single day and share with you things that I've got on that are me made, what I think of them, how I felt about them since they've been made for a period of time, and give you a little insight into what I get up to in a week. So if that's something that you think that you'd be interested in seeing in the future, then please do subscribe, give me a hi and hello in the comments below, and give this video a thumbs up. So, like I said, this is the video that I'm going to be sharing for all the plans that I'm making in May. I can't quite believe that we've got to May already. This year seems to be zooming by in a complete sort of mad whirl. So, what have I got planned? Well, the first thing I've got planned is something that I'm going to be sewing along with a friend of mine, and that's Karen from Sew Little Time. We've been doing some little Zoom sessions together and just having a bit of a yap and sew and a cup of tea and things like that, and it's just been really, really nice. And she made a jumpsuit, or in fact I think she's made a couple of these, and it is the New Look 6446. It was a pattern that was incredibly popular last year or the year before, and she made a couple of versions of it and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. I made a version, I think I made the wrong size, I tried to put it right, and it's kind of wearable but it's just not right. So she's been sort of jeering me on to kind of say, come on, let's get this made. So we're actually going to try and do this together on our Zoom calls and do a version of it each. So I'm going to do a few little test runs of the size to make sure it's okay, and then hopefully I'm going to be able to do this when we have our Zoom sessions. So I'm really excited about making this. I want to make this version here, but what I'm going to do is I'm possibly going to extend the leg so that it comes down and reaches down to my feet. Basically, I just think I prefer that style. The version I did before, I did it this length, and it's really nice, but it's possibly just not quite what I prefer. So the fabric that I'm going to use, I actually originally thought I was going to make a pair of trousers out of this, which is something that Michelle from Sew Bunny made. But I've changed my mind and I'm going to make this jumpsuit out of it, and it's my Sew Hayley Jane fabric from a couple of boxes ago. It's this really gorgeous viscose fabric, but although it's viscose fabric and it's still got that wonderful drape and it's really, really beautiful, it just feels like it's that tiny bit thicker than an ordinary viscose, and I just think this is going to be absolutely perfect for this jumpsuit. So yeah, really excited about making that. I think that's going to be gorgeous in that for summer. So that's my first plan. The next thing that I plan to make is something that I am going to try and do as my sew along for May. Now, in my head, I've got this, oh yeah, that'll be a really good idea. Let's do this as a sew along. People will be really interested in that. And then on the other side, I'm going, are you crazy? You absolute weirdo. Why would you do that to yourself and put yourself through that pressure and stress? Because, well, this is a pattern that I've wanted to make for a long time, and I've been putting it off and putting it off because I just think, oh my gosh, how am I ever going to fit it? Is it going to be okay? And it's a really nice pair of fitted trousers. So I'm like, oh my gosh. But you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make this with you guys. So I am going to try and make the Closet Core Patterns Sasha trousers. Now, I've seen lots of versions of these online. My children have got some really nice trousers which are ready to wear, which I think are really similar to this style, which is what made me buy the pattern in the first place. So I recently bought some fabric from Make It 140, and it's quite bright fabric for me, but it's plain, so I think it'll be fine. It is a gorgeous stretch cotton twill, and yeah, I bought it from Make It 140, and I just think that that is going to be absolutely gorgeous in those trousers and something really different. Now, what I did, this material was actually fairly inexpensive. It was £10 a metre, and I think I needed 1.5 metres for my for my size, 1.6 meters. So what I've actually done is I've bought 2 meters of this, and what I intend to do is to make a trial run of just the top part of the trousers, so sort of like from there up. Essentially a pair of hot pants that I will never wear out in public, obviously, but just to try and get the fit right using the actual fabric that I'm going to be using in the real version. So I'm hoping that sort of works, and I'm going to try and go through that with you when I do my sew along. So let me know if that is something that you'd be interested in. I hope it is. I'm kind of saying I want to do it as my sew along because I feel like I will commit to doing it way more if I do that. So yeah, that's my next plan. Talking of sew alongs, in my April and my March plans, I've said that I'm going to be doing a sew along for the Luzerne trench coat, which I am still doing. I'm still working on. It's just a long-term project. So yeah, please just bear with me. I'm just doing that because it feels like it's a mega project. So I'm sort of doing that in the background, and hopefully in a few months' time I will have that as a sew along for you as well. Okay, so next thing that I'm going to sew or plan to make is a dress which was also inspired by Michelle at Sewing Bunny, and that is the McCalls M7116. And I saw this come up on her, I think she had a plans video herself, and I saw it come up and I just thought, oh my gosh, that is absolutely gorgeous. I know my children would love both of these versions, and actually I think I would wear any of these, or maybe not that one, but these three for sure I would absolutely love to wear, and I think that's going to be a really nice dress to wear in the summer. Now Michelle's actually doing this as a sew along, so pop over to her channel and check that out. I'm not sure which version she's doing yet, but yeah, go and have a little look. But my girls would really like this version here. At the moment they have to be careful about what they wear to school because they're not allowed to show bare shoulders, so this is going to be the most appropriate version for them. And the fabric I've got is this fabric here, which is a crepe fabric, which has got a little bit of stretch to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. I bought it from my local haberdashery, which is Haberdashery Fabrics and More in Plymouth. Now, unfortunately, they don't sell their fabric online on the internet, but they do have a Facebook page, and I believe that if you follow them on there and you're interested in any of their fabric, probably you would be able to sort something out in terms of being able to be sent the fabric, etc. Now, the only problem I have with this is that I've got it in 2 bits. So I think it's going to be absolutely fine, and I think I'm going to be able to get that dress out of this fabric, but obviously it's going to be a bit touch and go because it's in 2 different lengths. I think I've only got 1 meter in one of these and then 1.5 meters in the other, and the pattern needs for the 2.2, well, all but 2.5 meters. So I hope it'll be okay. We'll have to just wait and see. So yes, that's my next plan, to have that dress in that fabric, which I just think will be beautiful and summery and girly and lovely. And I'd really like to have a go at making this for myself as well, but I haven't quite worked out what fabric yet. So the next thing that I've got planned is something that I really need help with. And I've had this fabric for a long time, and I had in mind that I was going to make a Jennifer Lauren gable top, which I've made before and I really do like, but I'm just not 100% sure if that's the top that I want to make. I don't want to have too many lines sort of, or seams on the garment that I want to make because of the stripes. But I have this fabric that I bought. It's a French terry that I bought from Satisfaction a long time ago, and I do seem to be a little bit lacking in nice warm tops, and I think this would be a really nice thing to have. I don't want anything that is too tight, and I certainly don't want anything that's really big and baggy. Today I've got on this Tilly and the Buttons Nora top, which I absolutely love, but as you can see it's really big and baggy, and that's not really the style that I want for this. But yes, so I really want to come up with some ideas. I might end up just doing the Jennifer Lauren gable top, but if you have any ideas, that would be really, really great. I think it would be a really, you know, to make just a jumper in this would be really nice. It'd be really satisfying because it'll be a nice quick make as well. So yeah, thoughts and ideas on that would be fabulous. Now the last thing that I'm going to make, because how many things is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 things, and I always say I'm only going to do 4 things now from now on in a month that I actually plan to do. However, there is something that I'd like to try and do every month for the next few months, and that is tackle my UFO box, or work in progress box, or whatever it is that you like to name it. I was inspired in this because of Karen from So Little Time. She did a UFO video showing all the different things that she had unfinished, and that she was going to work through them, and I just felt really inspired because I have a huge sort of area of UFOs that I really want to complete and get out of the way. In fact, since watching that video, I've gone through the UFO box that I've got, and I've actually done a few things. So I had a few dresses that had some straps and things that had broken, and some seams that had come apart. So I've been and I've fixed all of those, and they've now gone out of my my UFO box, which feels really great to do that. So one of the things that I have in there, which I think would be really nice for the summer as a lightweight jacket, is the Sew Over It Sorrento jacket. Now, I've got a black and white copy of the picture. Hopefully that is coming up on screen nicely. This is part of an ebook that Sew Over It brought out last year. It's a summer sort of version of their ebook. They've done 3 ebooks altogether, and I have to say I've got all 3 and I really love them. I think they're fabulous. They've got some really different styles in there and some really nice classic garments as well. And this time round they brought out the Sorrento jacket, which is like a denim jacket. And I really wanted to have a go at it, and I had some inexpensive fabric in my stash, and I thought I would just trial run it. And I was really getting into it and really enjoying it, and then just kind of lost momentum, and I don't really know why. But the fabric I had was a fine needle cord in a grey with this white flower over it. As you can see, I've made quite a bit of it already. It's just, you know, needs its sleeves on. And I actually decided to bind all of the seams in this really lovely tealy green or aqua green bias binding that I bought from Makeup 140. So I am really close to finishing this, and I just thought that would be really nice to have on, you know, just over a little white t-shirt, plain t-shirt and pair of jeans, and that'll be a nice sort of cool top to have on over the top that isn't too bulky but will just keep the cold air off you if it's not such a warm day. So I'm going to finish that, and like I say, I've got the bias binding, and I've got these really cute buttons that I only got off of Amazon, but they're little jeans buttons, and I think they're really sweet, and I think they'll look really nice against that fabric. So all of my UFOs I keep in a box, and I keep them all in project bags like this. In fact, even my current projects I keep in project bags like this, and I keep all of the notions, the fabric and the instructions and everything all together in a pack like this, and then nothing gets lost and it all sort of stays together, which is really great. And I just bought these off of Amazon. So that is all of my plans for this month. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Do let me know if you've got any plans for May in terms of sewing, or have you got any UFOs that you'd like to finish? And also please do let me know if there are any garments that you'd like me to do as sew-alongs in the future, because it's always nice to know what you guys really would like to see, as opposed to me just deciding, well, that's what I'm going to make. So I hope that you've enjoyed that. I hope everybody's well. You take care, have a good week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.